Hello, friends. It is time for Love You Long Time with Rochelle and I. And I want to make sure that we've got our audio coming through here. And let me know here in the comments if you are with us. We are excited to be here with you tonight. We want to share with you let's see, my camera is all of a sudden not working. What happened to my camera? We're going to check that out real quick. Hang on here.
I'm Jason.
You can be me for just a minute. There we go. There he is.
Our names
guys.
Our names are wrong, though.
Yeah, our names are wrong. So
I think you can figure it out. You'll be able to figure it out.
We'll figure it out, right? We're going to just switch them around here real quick for you guys. There we go. That bothers me. How about that? We'll fix that. But your name is smaller than mine.
That's okay.
Is that okay? Are you okay with that? Or should I just make your name really big?
No,
we'll make your name big. Okay, Rochelle's got a bigger name than me.
Okay.
Yeah. Is that okay with you guys? Okay, cool. So, oh my goodness. Well, the other week, Rochelle, we talked about personality styles, and we compared our disc profiles together.
Right. Yep.
And I felt really like a bad person after reading all those negative things. No.
All what negative things? Like,
no, the thing
is,
what are you talking about? Every one of us, our personalities have strengths. And I don't want to necessarily say weaknesses, but it
points out like how you could improve, or how you don't like to be talked to, or how you would prefer to be talked to, right?
Yes.
That's what you're talking about is like negatives. Those aren't really negatives. Those are learning tools, right?
Well, we have these blind sides, okay? I'm making sure I've got the comments up so I can see any comments that come in online and respond to those.
Nice.
But we have these blind sides. And
blind spots?
Yes, The Blind Side. That's a movie.
I like that movie.
We have these blind spots. Yes, I know you like that movie. Okay, so, for instance, we did this assessment one time called the Strengths Finder. And, I did it first, okay? And it gives you, like, this list of 35 things that might be strengths, like power, competitiveness, all of these different things.
You're listing all your top ones,
and it gives you your top 5, and which are your real strengths, and your I think it was bottom 5.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm like, hey baby, look at this report. Look at this. There's my top 5, and here's my bottom 5. There's a total of 35, and down at like number 33 on mine was the word empathy. Okay, empathy. And she looks at it. I'm gonna reenact this exactly.
I'm sure it'll be perfect.
Exactly how you said
it'll
this.
be perfect.
Okay. So
let's hear it. How did I do it?
I'm gonna take these headphones off because I really don't need them.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So you looked at my report and you looked at those bottom. You're like, oh, empathy down at number 33 out of 35, and you're like, I just thought you were a jerk. I didn't know that's the way God made you.
I don't know if I said it like that.
Oh, you said it just like that with knives right now.
Knives too. Okay.
No, but it's true. It's true. No, it's true. The thing is this though, but when it comes to empathy, it's not that I'm not empathetic. It's that I don't see it. And when I have someone like you, empathy was like your number 1 or 2, or it was in your top 5.
It was up there, yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
So I feel like when you, because you notice that stuff,
yeah,
and then all of a sudden it brings it to my attention,
right.
and you make me better. Did I just say that? I just said that. She makes me better. I want the whole world to know you make me better.
Oh,
and it's true. And sometimes I'm like, I feel bad that I don't notice these things. I'm like, what's wrong with me? But in reality, I've got different strengths than you, and you've got different strengths than me.
Right.
And we communicate differently. We have different pace. And I think the beauty is that's how we fit together well.
Yeah, makes sense.
And sometimes opposites attract.
I think,
and then they attack.
Yeah,
it's true.
It's true.
All right, we're gonna see here if we've got any.
Who's here?
Hi, Lauren. Hi, Carol.
Nice.
So, okay, so if I could go back, let's just talk.
Okay.
You and I have been married for. How long?
You did this last time.
Yeah, we kind of.
Do you remember?
It's like.
It's only been a week.
Yeah. like 20, we're almost 29 years.
Yeah.
We're coming up on 29 years. I know you were like 12. Okay.
Sure.
So, but if, we have 5 children, for those of you that know us, well, if you don't, well, now we have 5 children from 27 to 17. So we've done this a few times, and I joke around with our children, and I say, our oldest is Samantha. And I say, Samantha, you were our practice child. And anyway, so I'll say, well, and then she responds with, and look how I turned out regardless of your bad parenting. Right. So, if I could go back to the beginning with you.
Just us?
Well, yeah. Okay. When we met.
Okay.
When we were starting this new life, this dream together. If I could go back and put a tool in my toolbox.
Okay.
Any tool. Whether it's technology, knowledge, skill, other than, the Bible.
Okay.
Okay. Other than the Bible. There's not a single tool that I wish I had more, by far, than understanding personality styles.
Yeah, I think it would have helped us a long time ago too. I agree.
And I feel like so much of the friction we had early on in our marriage, even though we loved each other, who knows, you can love each other and have tons of friction, right? Well, yeah. we did.
Well, it's because we didn't know how to talk to each other.
We didn't know how to talk to each other.
And so I think after this many years, you do figure that out, but the disc profile things that we have done has really enriched that and made it easier, and makes me slower to be upset with you about certain situations that I just think you should get quicker, and you're just not understanding me. Why aren't you understanding me? Oh yeah, I have to tell him this way. And then when I do,
you make it sound like I'm a kindergartner.
Magic. I know, it works so great. I just treat him like a toddler.
Oh my goodness. Oh, hey Brad. Hey, there's my buddy Brad. Hey guys. So, okay, Brad is asking, what are our Enneagram types? And I don't know that you've done the Enneagram.
Yeah, we did, but I don't remember mine.
I don't remember.
INJ something. It's those letters, right?
No, it's a number.
Oh, it's numbers. So I don't know if I have. Maybe I haven't.
You're talking about the Myers-Briggs.
Sorry, I don't think I've done that. You're right.
So when I went on this quest to learn about personalities back in the day, I went and I took like every profile or every assessment. Okay. And
it's not a test. He'll get mad at you if you call it a test. He does get mad.
Okay, whatever.
He will correct you. He'll correct you.
So
not gently.
Okay, so what I did
is not a test. That's it. That's how you did it.
Is that how I did it?
That's exactly it.
Okay, I guess what's good for the goose is good for the gander. If I can imitate you, you can imitate me.
I tried.
Okay. So, I did all of them, and let me tell you why I settled on DISC. Okay, because DISC most assessments are about me and understanding me. Okay, DISC is not only about understanding me, but it's about understanding others and how to adapt my communication style to drop into their world and communicate and have better, more or positive outcomes of communication more often. And that's really what I call the magic of DISC. It's so simple. And here's the beauty of it. I can teach it to my team really quickly, and they can get the basics of it. Okay, they can get the basics of it really easy. And you can look at those. You can look at those the bar chart, and you can look at it, and you can immediately start categorizing how to interact with someone in an instant. Yeah. So that's one of the things I really love about it. So that's why I settled on DISC. And a lot of you guys already know this, but it made such a profound impact in my. I did this for business, by the way. It made such a profound impact in the way I led and managed my business. The people from the hiring to the management to the promoting to the encouraging to the affirming and the appreciating to conflict resolution, all of this, okay? it made such a profound impact there. It also made me a better husband. It made me a better father. It made me better all the way around. I'm telling you, if I could go back 25 years and put one single tool in my toolbox, it would be this very thing. That's how impactful it has been to me. And it's not rocket science, but it's literally like when you get this, it's like almost like you get to see a window to the soul.
Yeah.
And maybe that's kind of a weird way to say it, but you get to see the inner workings of someone at a whole new level. Okay, we've got another comment here from
scroll up. I think there's more above that.
Okay, there we go. So Brad says, after we took our Enneagram assessments, we had an expert come in to discuss with Rachel and I. She shared how our types typically interact. Yes, and how we react to stress. Absolutely.
That's great. Yeah.
And so the Enneagram is a very popular assessment as well. And if that's one you like and you're comfortable with, do it. You know, there's a lot of really good systems out there, and what's important is really that you just stick with one instead of trying to, master them all. Just pick one and go with it. And, a lot of guys do Enneagram. For me, it's DISC. So but you're right. How we can interact with each other is so important. Mm-hmm. Now before we get into talking about the kids.
Yep.
Okay. Because, raise your hand if you've got kids and sometimes you got some stressors going on, some frustrations going both directions with them. Or maybe your kids are having difficulties communicating with one of their teachers.
Right.
It could very well happen, right? They spend a lot of time with their teachers,
yeah, they
right?
Do. So, or coaches even.
Or their coaches.
Yeah.
So it's people in general, right?
Mm-hmm.
And but I want to just take us in, because I know a lot of people that are listening maybe have never done this before. I just want to take us through a basic little informal DISC assessment for just a second. And I'm just going to throw this on the screen. If you guys are viewing this on the phone, this may be a little tough, but let's go.
You can still hear us. We'll talk about it.
Okay, so yes, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Let's ask yourself this question, okay? Are you more of an outgoing person or more of a reserved person?
I think that's a pretty basic question. Most people already kind of know
where
they
right?
feel. Yeah, like how they feel on that. Yeah.
So go ahead and just say, I'm either outgoing or reserved.
Right.
Okay? So then the next thing is right here. If you're outgoing, you tend to, this might help you a little bit, figure out which way you are. You tend to move and speak and move with high levels of energy. Even your gestures, your facial expressions, your hand expressions and such, they are your passion, right? Okay, now if you're more reserved, what do reserved?
That's the reserved people tend to speak more quietly, less forcefully. Their gestures and facial expressions seem more guarded than the expressions of outgoing individuals.
So like I'm the outgoing one, and you're the guarded one more.
I think overall, yes, I'm probably more reserved than you, but there are times where the other side shows up.
Absolutely.
So I see myself in both of those. It depends upon the situation. It depends upon how tired I am. It depends upon the environment I'm in.
But
it depends upon a lot of things.
Generally speaking, which one are you more of the time?
Probably the more guarded one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because I can become guarded too.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's look here. Carol says she's more guarded. Chris says we came home and did a DISC test, and my wife.
It's not a test, remember?
I know.
Oh,
listen.
You didn't yell at him?
These are my friends. I can only yell at the people I love.
Oh,
okay.
Don't love me so much.
I don't know Chris enough to yell at him yet.
Don't love me so much.
But don't worry, Chris. Okay, it's coming. Okay, but he said it instantly explained past conflicts.
Yeah.
So, hey, Travis is here too. So think about that. You're more outgoing or more reserved.
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's look at a different one.
Okay.
Oh, well, sorry, forgot one.
Oh yeah.
So if you're outgoing, you're fast paced. Okay. You're involved, energetic, optimistic, positive, enthusiastic. Okay. And
then the reserved or passive is slower paced, cautious, concerned, reluctant, critical thinking, and discerning. Focuses on thinking things through. Your focus is on talking things out.
Does that mean?
Absolutely.
Okay.
It's annoying.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. There might be a murder here after this. Okay. So now let's look at this way. Now, again, we're still trying to understand ourselves, right?
Yeah.
Second question.
Yep.
Ask this of yourself. Am I more task-oriented or people-oriented? Okay. Could you put yourself there?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Let's look at this a little more. Okay. Task-oriented people tend to focus more on the job to be done or the goal to be accomplished.
Right.
And they seem to be less influenced by the opinions of others, and they're more logic-based in their approach.
Right.
Now, however, people-oriented,
they tend to enjoy the company of others and seem to focus on people as being the priority rather than the project at hand. They seem to be more influenced by the opinions of others and more sensitive or emotional and less fact-based.
Right. So are you... I mean, you might find yourself on both sides of this. So we're not saying you're all the way one or the other.
Right.
What are you more of? Okay. So are you more outgoing or reserved, more task-oriented or people-oriented? Okay. So now, again, task-oriented people, they value procedure, function, programs, plans, projects, and process. They're about getting things done.
Right. Exactly. And then the other one is the people-oriented, which are relationships and caring and sharing and emotions and feelings and friendships. And the focus on that one is the opinions of others and how others feel.
Yes.
Empathy.
Oh my gosh, you're going to kill
Which one are you?
I'm never going to live that down.
I forgot.
Okay, so now let's look at this again.
Yes.
Okay, we're putting both of these lines on the same page.
Yes.
Okay. If you are above the line, you're more outgoing. Okay. And if you're below the line here, you're more reserved.
Right.
And if you are to the left, okay, you're more task-oriented, and to the right, more people-oriented. So here's my question. Which quadrant are you more in based on the two previous questions? Okay. Me, for instance, I am outgoing and typically more task-oriented. So the top left, the D, those words describe me quite a bit.
Right.
Again, I've got words probably in all quadrants here, and you do as well.
Right.
But generally speaking, D is where I'm at, and I have a second one, which is I.
Right.
Okay. Now, when it comes to S, okay, pretty much none of those words describe me.
Nope.
Okay. So.
No, you said you had one in each category.
Well, okay, I said that, but I didn't really think things through. I was talking them out.
You were doing too fast, going too fast.
Okay, right. Okay, so where are you on this? This is not like a full disc profile here. This is not an assessment, but this is just basically to get the basic concept for you, because you as a parent, it all starts with you. It starts with us, the leader. You're the leader of your family. Maybe you're the leader in your department, your organization, your team, whatever it is. It starts with you. And a common trait among the most successful people is self-awareness.
Right.
And friends, I was in my 40s before I even learned about this stuff. Wow. And I just want to kick myself for not learning about this stuff sooner. And you may be thinking, okay, so you understand yourself. What does that mean? Big deal, self-awareness. Well, I know what my blind spots are. And I know if I'm going to build a team, I don't need to build a team of people that are just like me.
Right.
I need people that complement me.
Right.
Now, here's the problem, not the problem, but in your family, okay, you don't get to pick who's on your team. They're born onto your team.
Right. Exactly.
And your personality, I used to think early on that my children's personality was going to be like a blend of ours. It's the DNA, the genetics. That's not really the case. No. There's nature and there's nurture. Your environment, your upbringing definitely impacts who you are and the way you see the world.
Right.
But there's this nature, and I feel that God has wired each of us in combinations of this that's very unique. And we all have unique giftings and talents and drives and all those things. And helping understand how we fit into this world and how we fit into God's plan in life is very important. And so, when we have children, one of the things that we tend to do is we tend to think that our children should be a chip off the old block, right? We kind of talked a little bit about this last time. Mm-hmm. My child should be a chip off the old block. Well, I love football. My son needs to love football or whatever it is. That's just not the case. And if you have that expectation as a parent, there's a good chance you might be set up for disappointment. And if you have that expectation placed on your child, there's a great chance that you're going to cause frustration, resentment, rebellion, okay? And at the end of the day, our children, our job is to help them find the way that they should go, right? So the first thing is just know that your child is not necessarily just like you. They may be, but they may not be, okay? I want to share a quick story. One of our kids had a graduation party here after college. And we were sitting around, and one of the guys, I congratulated him. And I said, hey, wow, congratulations, what'd you get your degree in? And he said, well, I got my degree in accounting. I said, man, that's awesome. He said, yeah, but I don't think that's what I want to do. I'm like, what?
It's a lot of time and money to spend.
You just spend $100 plus $1,000 or whatever it was, and 4 years of your life.
Yep.
You don't think that's what you want to do? Like, why did you choose this career? Well, that's what my parents do. So that's what I went into. Oh, my heart broke for this kid. And after talking to him and asking him some basic questions, I'm like, it was clear that accounting was not the right field for him. And I feel like leaders, okay, parents, school systems, businesses, teachers, leaders, coaches need to understand this stuff. Because let me tell you what, I had about 40 employees when I learned about this. And when I went through and learned about, what I needed in each position and who I had working those positions, I had a lot of good people in jobs that they were not made for. And that was the cause of a lot of underperformance. And it took a long time to untangle that. And it was very painful for everybody involved. Okay, and we got through it. I'm thankful we got through it. But if you will learn this stuff before we did, you and the people that you were in charge of are going to be a lot better off. Okay, so there's a comment that stuck with me that I heard years and years ago before I was a parent. And it was a traveling evangelist said this at church. And he was talking about parenting. He said, rules without relationship will always result in rebellion. And I think a lot of times as parents, we want to rule with the iron fist, whether it's out of control, out of frustration, or out of this is the way things need to be, this is the status quo, whatever it is. And we don't take the time to really understand who our child is. And we try to make them fit into a mold, and they're raised with rules instead of a relationship. And when you have a relationship with someone, you gain a deeper understanding. And I feel like the truth is, when this DISC system helped me not only understand me better, it helped me understand you better. And a magical thing happened. The more I understood you, my love went from like a 10 to an 11 for you, because I really started seeing how God made you, and it made me appreciate you all the more. And not that I didn't appreciate you before, okay? But it made me appreciate you more, and it's made me appreciate all kinds of other people. I see other people that are built differently than me. Made me appreciate them so much more, and how much more. I mean, our children, we need to appreciate them for who God made them. We need to help them discover, who God made them to be, their purpose, their calling, their gifting, their career, their relationships. We need to help them do that, and that's not like some of our children are like me and some are more like you, right?
Yeah.
So Kaylin says, Tim and I did that too. Got special reports. Oh, nice. Got the special reports done. Very cool. So let's take this a little further. Okay. Let me go back over here. We're going to skip this one. So let's look at this. Okay. Right here. This is an example of me. As a parent, I'm a D. Okay. That means, okay, people with a high D, okay, they like control, they like power, they seek power and control, and can sometimes, if it's unchecked, rule with an iron fist. Fair enough? Have you ever seen that side of me? Mm-hmm. Okay. I know you guys out there, y'all only see the nice Jason. But no, it's real. I've really had to understand this, okay? And earlier on, I would just run over people. Didn't know that I was running over them, but that's just what I ended up doing. But one of our children is a super high D, and I constantly had conflict with this child.
Yep.
And it's our beloved Emma. Okay, she's number 4.
She's our 100 girl.
Yeah, she's our 100 girl. On the disc, the D that is measured from 0 to 100. She's like 99, and I'm like 97. Okay, so guess what was happening? It would be, like, for instance, hey, it's Saturday morning, time to clean the house. Dad has a whole list of things. How did those days go, honey?
Oh my gosh, it was terrible. The kids were begging me, please make Dad go run errands or make Dad go somewhere else. We'll get the stuff done, just not like that. They begged me to make you leave. Did you know that?
No, that's pretty true.
Yeah.
It's pretty true.
They did that.
Because
so let's see. Let's sit down and watch a video on how to clean the bathroom. Let's sit down and watch a video because he wanted it done correctly. And then here's everyone's list. He made a checklist for everyone. And when you got one thing done, you could check it off. And it had to be done like in order by this time. It was torture for all of us because the kids are begging me to make it stop. And I'm just telling him, why are you talking to them like that? They'll do it if you talk to them like this. Like, I had no idea what disc was at the time. I had no clue. I just knew what he was doing was not working. And it wasn't making anybody happy. It wasn't getting anything done any faster. If anything, it was causing them to donkey and stall. And they didn't want to work. They didn't want to do anything.
Is donkey a verb?
Donkey. They wanted a donkey. Yes. I'm saying moving.
Okay, so
you can push that donkey all you want, and it's not going to go.
That's right. And sometimes there were even some tears. Have you ever made your children cry on chores day? Or okay, yeah, that was me. I made my children cry.
Yep.
So one of the things I learned here is to give my kids options, and it works. Okay, people with a high D want to be in control of their own destiny.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So instead of saying, I want you to clean your room, I would say something like this. Hey, we need to get our rooms clean. Would you rather do it Friday night or Friday after school? Or would you rather get it done Saturday morning? It's up to you. It just has to be done, by midday Saturday.
Right.
So now there's a choice. And so with that choice, I'll just do it at this time. Okay, fair enough. I'm okay with that, right?
Right.
And
as long as it's getting done.
So give them a choice.
Right.
Okay?
That's a high D though.
That's a high D.
High D child and high D parent. That's how you would have to communicate with them.
Most of our children are DCs. Okay. We have one that's like almost all D, and
all of our kids are high Ds except one.
We have but
the
one is
extreme. Like me.
One is extremely high D, and we have our last one. Is we like to say she's our sweetest child because she really is. Okay.
Her name means cheerful.
Yeah, Yulani.
She is cheerful.
Okay. So now the conflict the tension that I have with her is she's never moving fast enough for me. Ever. Okay. This is the kid that she gets amazing grades. She's super smart, but you know what? It's time to go to church. And we pull up in the parking lot. We take the keys out. We're getting out. She's like, I got to put my shoes on. I'm like, what? No way. Are you kidding me? Okay.
But she does things like she will pack 3 weeks before we go on vacation. She will make lists and make sure she doesn't miss anything. She's way slower paced. Don't rush her. Don't push her, or she will be the mule.
She will be the mule too.
The donkey.
Right? And so,
yeah.
So
if you push her too hard, too fast, she doesn't like that. It doesn't work well for her. And that's okay. It's fine. I can deal just fine with her with that. Now that I know that about her. I mean, always known it, but like to see it on a piece of paper for some reason just made it that more clear.
You know, one of the things that if you're a high D, one of the things that high Ds typically do is they don't listen well. They will typically be thinking about their response to what you're saying, and as soon as you take a breath, they're gonna fill that with their response. And something I've had to work on is becoming a better listener. Not just being quiet.
How's that going for you?
Really listening. Oh, I'm amazing. Okay, so
it's funny because now that he knows about the disc profile, I'm like, hey, aren't you a disc profile expert? And you're just talking to me like this, and that's not very
disc. When that happens.
I know.
I hate it when you do that.
I have a little tool now that I can just go, hey, you're running me over.
Oh my gosh, sounds like.
Can I finish a sentence
you're manipulating
ever?
Me.
How many times have I ever gotten to finish a sentence in our whole lives?
I don't know, not many times.
Not very many.
Okay, so me,
you know what I'm thinking.
Yulani's an S. Yeah. It's one of the things that S's really appreciate. Oh gosh, I'm just thinking about you and her.
We're a lot of Yulani and I are a lot alike.
Yulani is not going to talk as fast as me.
No.
And she's very thoughtful in what she says.
Yes.
And so I need to listen without interrupting her.
Yes.
And
I feel
that's
so
the
bad.
same thing with you.
Yes. And so a lot of times when like everybody's over and everybody's high D and everybody's everywhere, a lot of times Yulani and I just are kind of sitting back and just being quiet because everybody's a high D and everybody has something more important to say. So even if we start talking, a lot of times we just have to like, okay, Lonnie and I will talk to each other.
So, Kaylin says that autonomy goes a long way. That's true. And in reality, everybody wants some autonomy.
Yeah.
All of the profiles want some autonomy.
Yeah.
But we have different paces and different priorities.
Yeah. What does that look like for each person? That's exactly right.
So now let's switch over. Let's switch gears here. Let's talk about you.
Okay.
Okay. Your personality is more of an SC. Mine's more of a DI.
Right.
Okay.
We're actually very opposite.
Yeah. So let's talk about you and our high D children.
Okay.
Okay. Our high D children tend to think that mom doesn't move fast enough, right? Mom doesn't drive fast enough.
They hate my driving.
Yeah, right?
So when we go someplace, I just go, who wants to drive my car? And I hand them keys.
They're like, oh my gosh, Mom, just get out of the way. Let me do it. Right?
Yep, they do. And I'm fine with that.
So
here's the thing. I'd rather hand over my keys than get chewed out the entire drive. Honestly, just take my keys and drive. I'm fine with being a passenger. You guys can drive. I don't care.
Oh, I love it. So
I don't want to be chewed on.
But one of the things that you've really helped me with, I feel like sometimes in parenting that you've rescued me when there's been times of tension with the kids, and there's been times when I've rescued you.
Yeah.
And because I know your pace, I know my pace, and you know how I'm likely to respond when the tensions rise real quick. I'm telling you, with me and Emma, it can go from absolute calm to nuclear explosion in about 5 seconds.
So I'm in the middle,
5 seconds
to communicate what he's trying to tell her and what she's trying to tell him. And the hardest part about both of them when they get moving like that, and they get so uppity. I don't know how to say it. When they get so intense, I'm like, okay, we're done talking about it. Nobody say any more. We're done. And sure enough, one of them they both have to have the last word. So it's like, okay, I told you to stop. We're done. We're not talking about this anymore. Why did you say anything? Well, because blah, 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 and it just can start the whole thing back over.
Yeah.
So having to have that last word is a huge issue for both of you. And I'm sorry that it is, but it is. You know it's the truth.
It's true.
It's true.
No, it's true. But the point is, these difficulties, tension, high stakes conversations, emotionally charged conversations happen much less.
Oh, yeah.
Much less now.
Much less.
Right?
It's
and
good.
Even the kids.
It's good.
So our kids understand the basics of this. So here's the thing. And we sit around the dinner table and we talk about this stuff.
Yeah.
We'll show, I've got these charts of, the different things that the different profiles like. I don't know if I've got any on here today. I'll come back and show you those guys another time.
Everybody has their own printed paper sitting in front of them. And, I do this and I do that. And this is how you need to talk to me. And we just bounce back and forth off each other. And it's a lot of fun, actually.
If you have not done a DISC assessment and gotten your profile report, you should do that. And, there's all kinds of DISC systems out there. I've got one I use. If you guys are interested in that, let me know. You can get, if you just want the graph, that's fine. But the graph is really not what you need. You really want the full report. They're like 30 pages long. And it will read your mail if you've never done this before. Okay. So, we got Steve Lockwood with us. We got Benjamin with us. Hey guys. Thank you for joining in. Thank you for joining in with us. Okay, so let's go a little bit further here. Okay. If I can find my mouse cursor here, I just lost it. Don't know where I went here. Here we go. So
there you go.
Here's something, there's a lot of text on this page, but I want to focus on the bottom piece.
The approach to learning.
The approach to learning,
yeah.
Right? Okay. If you have a task-oriented D-dominant child.
Yes.
Okay. They like to have an agenda. They will often challenge their teacher. Okay. Likes to learn by trial and error. Do you have a kid that you can't tell them anything? They have to learn the hard way.
Yeah. They have to figure it out for themselves.
Yeah.
Which sometimes isn't a bad thing and it's okay. But sometimes it can be kind of scary to let them have that.
But we need to help them have some autonomy to learn in a safe environment without learning that's really going to cost them bad, right?
Right.
Okay. So they like to do things my way. That's the D. I want it done my way.
Right.
Okay. Now let's talk about the C child.
So they follow the structure and instructions, prefer data, cautious, objective, and like to do things I bet safe way. Correct way.
The correct way.
Correct way.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you really want to get under the skin of a high C person, point out their mistakes.
Yeah.
Point out their mistakes.
I might have some of that in me.
Okay. So one time I was literally just joking with Yulani. She's our high S child, and we'll come back to that one. Okay. And being supportive is really very important to a high S person. And we need that, right? And one time, she kept wanting to run off to a room when we wanted to watch a movie, and she didn't want to be with us or whatever at the time. And I looked at her and I said, "Why do you always abandon me?" Oh my God! It hurt her feelings really bad. I hurt her feelings so bad. I was trying to just be funny, but even though I wasn't saying it serious, it cut her because the thought of abandoning someone is not who they are.
Right.
And
I
need to be careful with what I say. So, okay, we're going to come back here to the.
Did we do S?
We're going to come back to S.
Oh,
okay.
Why? Because it's mine.
Well, I want to know. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to save the best for last. Mm-hmm. So, now the high I child is they're open to novelty. They want to feel entertained. They enjoy visual things and cooperative learning, active, unstructured, informal, and likes to do things the fun way.
Yeah, those are people.
Yeah,
they love people.
They love people.
Got to get their how many words in a day. They got to get it. If they don't meet it, By bedtime, you're going to hear all the stories.
These are the people that bring out the fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
And we need every one of these people.
They have millions of friends.
Yeah. We need all of these
great.
people. Okay. Mm-hmm. Is that your child? Now then there's the S child. And go ahead.
Highly receptive, prefer repetition with the teacher's support present. Simple written instructions, monotasking, likes to do things the kind way.
The kind way. Exactly. So do you see any of these things, friends, in you? Do you see them in your children? Okay. I'm not going to go into this right now.
That's a lot.
This is a lot. We should probably save this. These are about how your child can interact with the people around them, like their parents and teachers. If you actually want to help your child, it probably appropriate to teenager, right? Yeah,
because it's a lot of information for a grade school or a child to get, but they could learn some basic concepts off of it. It would be beneficial for sure.
So you know what? We're back here, and I've got our names reversed again.
How'd
so
you do
we're
that?
It's just a different one. Okay, so we're just gonna forget that right now.
Okay, I think they know who we are.
Can I be beautiful like you? No, maybe not.
What?
So Steve says, is it safe to say we all have every letter, but some? Okay, that's okay. So, Steve's wanting to know, do we all have every letter? DISC.
Okay.
Okay. Most people are 2 letters. Some are 3 letters. You really are not going to have all 4. You're going to have 1 or 2. This is probably a conversation for another time, Steve. But when your graph is above the midline, when that column is above the midline, you give that letter. So like I'm a DI, Rochelle is an SC. You might have a DI and with a C, okay? But you're not ever going to have all 4. So
you don't count the letter until it hits the midline,
right?
Basically,
until it's above the midline.
So on your graph, you're going to see all 4 results on the graph, but usually it's the 2 tallest ones that are above your midline. Those are your 2, what you are.
And we didn't really talk about the graphs. Maybe we can talk about the graphs another time. Because that would be a whole conversation on its own. We can do it again,
That's
right?
A lot.
We can do it again. Okay. So let's see here. Hey, Amir's here. My new buddy Amir. Hey, buddy, glad you joined in. And there's Mr. Janowski, who happens to be my son-in-law. And he says, what happened when your child has 3 traits over the D, and C? Yeah, Chris, there are plenty of people that have a D, and C. And here's the thing. Every one of these personality profiles are wonderful. They're wonderful profiles, but finding out where you fit is so important. So, for instance, Travis says he is an SCI. Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
So
that's cool.
These are absolutely wonderful things. But this is just kind of a beginning. This is like a 101, a 101
basic
on DISC and
did
parenting.
That last week too.
We did some of that last week. Do you guys like this? Would you like more on this? I personally love talking things out. And I love...
How many words does he have, y'all?
I love talking...
How many words did I get in?
I love talking about DISC.
You love talking?
Because it's powerful. Hey, come on, girl. Come on.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I do.
It's okay.
But
You're doing great.
This has been transformational in my life.
Absolutely.
So, has there been like a moment for you?
A moment
where
for me?
We're like, man, this really made a difference in my life. Like, I'm like, this DISC is amazing. It really changed my life. What about you?
Well, I feel like I kind of have realized a lot of things even before I knew it was called DISC or even that it existed. I think being a stay-at-home mom, I got to watch all the kids and all their different personalities and all the little quirks and all the little things so on such a one-on-one level that and even now when I start to look back at what, when they were first born, I could see a lot of who they were then. But to know me better in that and to be able to understand why they're yelling at me while I'm driving the car and they don't like it, now it's like, well, this bothers them. It doesn't really bother me if they drive, so I'm just going to give up the keys because it makes me feel bad when they are yelling at me about not going 85 in an 80.
But here's the thing.
You can go 5 over, Mom.
Here's the thing.
I don't want to hear it.
They don't feel like they're yelling.
They don't, but it hurts my feelings.
Right. And so when we can start to understand better.
But that's my problem. I had to figure out how to fix how I felt. And instead of changing the way I felt, I changed the way I got treated by handing over the keys.
Okay, well, you can do that too.
So
that is an option.
I don't have to get yelled at anymore. And it wasn't yelling, but you know what I'm saying.
But what I've had to learn,
I heard yelling. Right?
That's right.
That's what I heard. It's not that they yelled at me, but
well, there's often
the frustration that I hear in their tone. That's what I pick up on.
If I talk passionately.
So when you're very passionate,
don't you put on that voice of Jason right there? Come on. when I speak passionately,
yes,
to
I don't.
you, it feels like I'm yelling.
Yes.
Right?
Why are you yelling at me? How many times have you heard that?
Yeah,
why are you yelling at me?
I'm like, I'm not yelling at you.
Well, I'm just trying to talk to you. Why can't we just talk? Like, what is happening? Oh, and then it's when we do talk. Can I finish a sentence? No. You never hear that either.
Oh man. Well, friends, listen.
It's okay. It's good.
I want to thank you. I want to thank you for joining us tonight. We love you guys, and we want you to have more successful relationships, more joy, more parenting, more understanding, and just live life to the fullest. And I think this is a big key to doing that. So, honey, thank you for being.
You're
right
here
by
today?
me. No, you're not. Come on. Oh man. Okay.
Okay. I'm just kidding. All right. So if you have any questions or want to hear something different or new, or I don't know, whatever you guys think, if it's good, bad, or ugly, whatever, we're here for it. Love you. Bye.
Absolutely. Love you guys. Love you long time. Bye-bye.